How is everyone doing today? Shankar Puri here. Today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price and one altcoin that has completely nuked, Luna. So let's take a look at the charts today, see what's going on. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All this information is for entertainment purposes only. Without further ado, let's dive right into the charts. Alright guys, so this is the Luna chart, and it's kind of crazy what's happened, you know what I mean? It's in the last 2 days it has gone down about to the max low 78% in 2 days. Insane. That's insane. This is very unfortunate for a lot of people, and just a reminder that the market doesn't really care about you or me or anything. So the good thing is at this moment we are at a point where the price could bounce. We're at a support zone. So we are at a support zone, but this blue line right here was actually a monthly trend line, which it broke. So you can see on the monthly here, I just put out these trend lines on the monthly just to see, so I just had this trend line from all the way down here crossing up, and then right here crossing through, and so it was a monthly trend line that it broke, and man, it's just gone down. So yeah, it's getting some relief, so if you bought along the support zone, could be a nice trade for you. It's currently up about 9% on the day, so you probably get a little relief rally. But to be honest, guys, I will be completely honest with you. Once you have a coin dropping 70% that fast, you can trade in and out of this. But just because the support zone's here, there could be an opportunity for it to break even lower. Not saying that it will, but you have to just understand that the price movement was so sharp that this could just be a relief rally for another leg down, right? So at most I just expect some consolidation at best. At worst I would just the price could even come down even lower. So just keep that in mind if you're buying here for the long term and you can't afford to have a beat in the negative, that there could be more downside if the Luna does get as the price continues, because now we got some resistance here, so now we got to break back above these resistance zones. So I can just draw them quick. So we got resistance zones here, so to even get back to where it was, we got to break at least, and this is on the daily time frame, we got to at least get through 24, 30, 44, so before you just buy all up in here and hold for the long term, see how it reacts against 24, see if it comes back down, and if it tests and heads higher, then maybe you want to get in. But just be careful on that, because there's a lot of coins have drops and then continue down. And I'll give an example. Here, I can literally pull up any coin, ETH, ADA, any one of them. Doesn't mean that the project doesn't work or anything, but that's just how crypto is, right? So we have ETH here, which is a phenomenal project. We ran up, we had our 1300. It came down about 75%, which Luna is down about 75% right now. We had a relief rally 120%, which was a great relief rally up to 833, but then we had another leg lower, right? And just also, it's steep, because it's like this is over like from January all the way to March, right? A 70% drop. This literally for Luna happened in 2 days. So we dropped 70%, and then it dropped another 80-90%. So that is crazy, from 1300 all the way down to $81, right? So you got to keep that in mind, and I'm just bringing this up ETH is the premier layer one that everyone looks to. Luna is on the rise, and it's compared a lot to ETH, so we'll see how it fares in the future. But a lot of the FUD. So I'll just pull this up here. I do have Luna. I don't have that much anymore. From a while ago, I sold most of mine a while ago, but this is a UST peg. So a lot of the FUD is coming from this peg, you know what I mean, coming all the way down to about 60 cents. So that's pretty darn low, man. That's pretty darn low. So you know, anytime the peg right now, if you held $100,000 in stable coins in UST, and it's supposed to be a stable coin, so it's supposed to be pegged 1-to-1, you now have 80, just over 80,000. So 77,000 at this moment. So you're down from here about 15%, and then here all the way down to the bottom was about 39%. So you know, that is crypto for you, man. That's crypto for you. So sorry, you'd be down 87,000. You'd be at 87,000 right now if you put 100K in. So just keep that in mind. I mean, this is what the whole FUD is about, so it's very unfortunate. But I want to bring something to your attention, so I'll just go to my profile here. I retweeted something. So this individual posted it, and just to give you guys some perspective on crypto, stable coins, and like I always say, crypto's very new, so this is literally the wild west. In 10 years, everyone's going to be looking at what has been happening, you know, even and just be like, wow, I can't believe there's literally no rules in what you could do in crypto. So what I'd like to show you guys, this chart right here is a major stable coin, all-time highs and all-time lows. So in, I think it was 2018, USDT, so USDT went down to 57 cents. I think that was around the time of the crash, and I think it lasted more than a couple days. We have USDC coin went down to 89 cents. Binance USD coin 0.9 cents. Terra, it went even lower, went to 60 cents. DAI, Frax, Mime, True USD, Pax Dollar. But what I really want you guys to look at is the Tether USDT and the USD coin. So these are considered the most stable coins on the market. And even as Tether was ascending into the crypto market in 2017-18, in 2018 it did drop, I think it was 2018, 43%. So it dropped 43%. And you know, this is just a lot of arbitrage that you can take advantage of. You know, imagine it drops there and you believe it's going to peg back to $1. That's an asymmetrical trade right there, about 40%. You know, so even to the upside here, you could short. I mean, I think shorting wouldn't be, but yeah, you could short when it was at 252 with anticipation it's going to get to $1. So, you know, look at these things as opportunities. If you have cash on the side, you don't have to go put a crazy amount in, but a lot of these stable coins do reach back to their peg. So if you do see an opportunity to catch this, that's an asymmetrical bet where most stable coins do peg back sooner or later to the $1. So, you know, keep that in mind. A lot of people have already done that yesterday when Luna was around, UST was around 70 cents. They took that, bought it, sold it around 85, 90. It's a pretty good probability for you there, trade. So anyways, now let's look at the S&P 500, guys. We are in hot water for the SPX. I'm gonna pull out this chart over here. Has less lines. So the reason why we're in hot water at the moment is we have made lower lows. So this last week I was talking about was we were anticipating to hold here even though we're under the 200-day moving average, and then have a bounce. So what we're looking for right now, to be honest, guys, it's a good sign we're still holding this bear flag. But I'll be real with you guys, creating a lower low is not a good sign. We have a lower high here, we have a lower high here, we have a low here and a lower low. So it's normally an indication of a continuation of trend. Just point blank, you know. So if we do get a relief, the odds now of us getting above the 200 day is a lot lower, in my opinion. You know, where I'd be anticipating this type of move to play out, have a higher probability to play out now than breaking above. Not saying that it can't, because normally, like we said, when the yield curve inverts, we normally can expect the price to increase a lot in the short term and then a recession to happen thereafter. But just looking at the market structure as it is, just plain point blank, we have lower highs, lower lows. We're starting a downtrend. If we don't get over the 200-day moving average and we get rejected, I can see a severe bear market. But yeah, so the good thing is we're still at this bull flag, you know, but you know, we're pretty actually. Hold on, let me go to the actual S&P 500. Yeah, so on this chart, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm too tight. Yeah, so on this one, we're actually inside the bull flag, and you know, yeah, man. So it's really not looking good right now for the S&P 500. So if we were gonna get any type of relief, I need to see us get above the 200-day moving average to have the confidence for me to say, okay, we're good. You know, we have this now as resistance, so we may not even touch the 200-day. We could just come right here and reject and then have a bear market. You know, a lot of technical traders are would assume that we've made lower highs and lower lows. So you know, it wouldn't be weird if we got the market to just start rallying. We have a crazy blow off top out of nowhere, because no one's anticipating that. Like I don't think many people are anticipating that at all right now. So that's still a possibility, right? That might even be more probable, as the market likes to fake people out. And as we know, every single time the yield curve has inverted, we have massive gains. Right? So, you know, it's a bit choppy before, but then we have that one last leg before a recession. So we had this over here, price came down, but we did not make lower lows. So you know, that's the only thing I'm looking at where is very concerning for me. You know, so even over here, which we were comparing the bull flag and everything to, we came all the way down, and then we had a massive rally. So normally the yield curve inverting, and these yellow lines here are the yield curve, so it shows 10 versus 2 year, 25% rally. The yield curve inverted over here, we had a massive drop, and it's similar to where we are right now, where we had this lower low. So we had this lower low over here. Yeah, well, it's a double bottom, right? So it's a double bottom here, and then we rallied up and had a 42% rally before the recession, right? But the market structure, you know, the lower low is very concerning under the 200-day. So I just want you guys to pay attention to that. Not to say I still believe we could have a melt up, but the likelihood with the way the market's structure is looking, if we get rejected off the 200-day, I would say that would be out of the cards for us. So let's look at Bitcoin now, guys. So Bitcoin, not too much to worry about. At the moment, we've already broken this structure, this trend uptrend. You know, what we got to watch now is we bounce off of this major support area, and I'm watching this trend line here to see if we get rejected. If we get rejected, you know, there could be more downside, or this could be a massive fake out, break back into the pattern for the last leg to shake people out. So you gotta, what we're looking at right now, and what you gotta look at right now, is we gotta look at, are we gonna get rejected from this trend line? If we do, there's a low probability we're gonna just start ripping to the upside out of nowhere. If we break back into this channel, come up, test, and head higher, then yeah, I think it's a higher probability that we rip to the upside. But I would like you guys to also consider that we are 50% the way through into the next halving. So some of you who believe 4-year cycles and, you know, the halving and that theory, if you believe in that and we're halfway into the next halving, there would be a lower chance that we'd actually have a blow off top now so deep into the next halving, you know. So you know, for the halving cycles, to me, to be honest, I did used to believe them when I started, but now I'm just more rely on the technicals and to see where everything is at, you know, where the charts, what the charts say. So let's look at the USDT dominance, guys. So this right here, we had these resistance lines, and I said, you know, we were anticipating to come down here to finish off the cycle. Not saying it can't happen, but we made a new high, guys, and so we're in a blue sky for the USDT dominance. And this, like I've said in all the videos, is not a good sign. So if you want your alts to fly, you would want to break back into this pattern. But as we have it here, we are looking at, you know, could just be a retest and a continuation higher, right? So the alts, everything could bleed, and this would catch a lot of people, you know, some people off guard because they're still expecting that last run up, that last leg. You know, but markets are unpredictable and they're not gonna just do it because it said so. You know, so good sign is we do have a type of we do have divergence right here. So we have this divergence at the moment, so that's a good sign. So we do have a bearish divergence on the RSI, which is a good sign. So that could, you know, maybe push the price down. But what we're looking for is, where will the price bounce from? Will we bounce from this level, or will we break back into here and then head lower, right? So that's something we want to keep in mind. And I want to show you something, actually, just because I remember when I was learning, and I still am obviously always learning how to trade, but I remember in 2021, when I was learning how to trade, and I just started, like, I was just getting, like, what the hell was Bitcoin dominance and all this stuff. So whenever the Bitcoin dominance goes up, normally altcoins bleed, right? So I remember in the Telegram groups I was in, I thought this was the start of alt season, came down and then crashed up, and I was like, oh shit, like what happens now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell is going on, right? So basically what happened is that we came up here, hit the price target, you could say, and then we broke all the way down and had a nice alt season. So you just want to, you know, this is just an example of, you know, this could be happening to the USDT dominance. I'm not banking on it or anything, just something for you guys to look at, that even though we broke up, if we don't retest and head higher, we could break in and then actually end the cycle there. So, you know, just some theories what, you know, could happen. I would also like to bring up 2 indicators, and yeah, so I would really like to bring this one up, is well, before that, since we're on this chart, we can look at this Elliott wave theory. So we still are anticipating a wave higher. You know, we can bring this down a little lower, but you know, it's really not looking that good, guys. We need to break back into this channel for this to be valid, right? So, and then I'm gonna bring up a couple more chart right here. If we go on to the NVT, which we've been using on this channel, the NVT right here. So we look at the NVT, and the NVT has flashed bearish. So whenever it's red, that's a good sign. Whenever it's gray, so it's gray. When it was gray, we crashed. So we just had a crash, and we're, so we may just be consolidating for a good amount of time. We may just be consolidating. Yeah, the NVT is not looking that nice at the moment. So even over here, when the NVT was gray, it was, we had chopped. It was just a trader's market. And the thing is, this part, if you want to learn how to trade, this part right here is not where you learn to trade. This whole move up, this is not where you learn to trade. This whole move up, when you learn how to trade, and a lot of people who are not good at trading will say this whole area is a trader's market. No, guys, this is the trader's market right here. This is where you get your experience, cut your teeth, and actually can trade and do longs and shorts. This is just like you just hold and then you sell when you sell into strength. So you know what I mean? These times are, this is also a trader's market. It's just easier over here, but this is the trader's market where it's like, okay, we're trading. So don't get discouraged if we start chopping around like this, because it's a perfect time to start trading. We were anticipating the 5th Elliott wave, but the NVT is not looking good. If we go to the RSI, stochastic RSI is at the bottom here. So we had a nice little run. It wasn't as high as we were anticipating, but the RSI's come down, and normally when the RSI comes down here, it takes some time to consolidate. So I don't see that we have the juice to just start catapulting all the way up to whatever price you think we're gonna head up to. You know what I mean? So this is the Gaussian channel. I don't use it that much, but I thought it's good to look at. So this is the 5-day Gaussian channel. So if you look here, every time that the Gaussian channel turns red, we normally break underneath and then head back in. So this could be the worst. The worst could be over, and we could just be consolidating for an extended period of time before we head higher. But yeah, so we are at a strong support zone. Michael Saylor bought, I think he averaged out his Bitcoin around these prices. So we are at a strong support zone. So, you can think it may go lower, and it might, but it's not a bad idea to start scaling into your positions at these levels. If you scale in here, the next target would be, I'd have to probably scroll back to, I think it would be over here around 20K, right? Yeah. So it would be here at 20K. On the daily, on the 5-day time frame. So if I go to the daily, take off the Gaussian, yeah. So it would be around that price, the last all-time high. So this could be the bottom of this cycle, and we could just be chopping around. We might get a wick down and come back up, but Elliott wave can still happen. We could still get that blow off top. Nothing's out of the cards. We normally have in the SPX, whenever the 10 and 2 invert, normally that's a good sign. But if we are not going to get that blow off top, it is a perfect time to learn how to trade. So I really started learning like right here, right before everything started taking off, and I just had no idea what the hell I was doing. And I was getting lucky and unlucky on some plays, and shorting and longing, and so this is the time where you want to learn. Like, if we have a year of a bear market or 2 years, like, take it as a blessing, because this market is that's probably a $1 trillion market at the moment, and it's not even 10 trillion. Like, you guys don't understand how early we are. Like, these 100, 200 X's are going to be coming again. But take the time to learn, and then when it's time to capitalize, you'll be prepared. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. I hope this brought you some comfort if you're holding Luna, UST. I hope that, that chart showing the pairs kind of made you feel a little better. And sometimes it's better to not look at Instagram and YouTube and Twitter on what people are saying. And the way that you get better at not listening to them is if you hone your skills and you become a little bit more knowledgeable. Because when I started, I didn't really know who to watch, who to look at, and then eventually I start getting a bit better, know who I should watch, know who I shouldn't, and then I start getting better at my skills. And now, like, you take everything just like, all right, cool. You don't get emotional when someone says something, or not, because that person is just another person, probably in their home office or something, and there's no difference between you and them, just the time they put in. So just remember, if we enter and stay in this bear market and for another 2 years, you want to be that guy in 2 years that are calling these things out, making these 100x gains, because they're gonna come again. So don't get discouraged. Just protect your capital, learn how to trade in this chop, because that's gonna help you. For me, at least, now that I've learned how to trade a lot better, which you're always learning, you feel better when you're trading. You might have some plays that you think are going to go 100x. Even if they don't, it doesn't matter, because you have the skill set of trading. So you'll be able to do that in the market. So you don't want to come from a scarce mind when you're, especially in this market, because the scarce mind is going to lose everything, because you're never going to take any profits. And I've learned from my experience, and this is why I'm telling you guys and anyone in the Luna or any community that's down 80%, that there's still more opportunity, and you'll definitely be able to make it back in the future. All right, thank you.